Yo, today I gotta give Bungie a shout out because they brought back one of my favorite hand cannons that was back, of course, and available in OG Destiny 2. You would acquire it from the Leviathan raid. This baby right here, Midnight Coup, okay? This baby right here. First and foremost, back in the day, of course, it felt good, but somehow, some way, right now, it feels even better in my hands. And maybe because I transitioned from being a controller dude to a mouse and key guy, like there could be a little bit of bias there, but man, this thing feels crisp. Like I don't even want to compare it to anything else because it just feels smooth, crisp. I love its trait pool. Like Bungie nailed the feeling here. If you are not hip to Midnight Coup or Midnight Coup, whatever, however you pronounce it. If you're not hip to it, just know it's a 140 RPM hand cannon, right? So you're hitting 3 crits and you're putting down guardians, you know. Optimal TTK is 0.87 seconds. That's if you hit 3 crits, so 3 shots to the noggin, and they are outside Nara to that, right? And of course, that's before you bring in any traits that help increase his damage profile, okay? Now, I want to do 2 things. I want to talk about one of the best rolls that I've gotten thus far, and I want to talk about what I would consider to be like a GOAT roll or a God roll, or whatever you want to call it, okay? So looking at the roll that I have personally, the one that you see in the gameplay that is being overlaid as I'm sitting here rambling, talking about this weapon I love so much, right? We're rocking out Chamber Compensator, Accurized Rounds, Enlightened Action, and Desperate Measures, okay? Now, if you ask me, Cray, is this like the cream of the crop roll? No, it's not quite just here. Not just here. What the heck? Not just there just yet. But it's a roll I can get jiggy with. Why? Because I'm a big fan of Accurized Rounds. I love the increased range, especially on hand cannons that tend to suffer from quite a bit of damage fall off. So I rock with Accurized Rounds, no doubt about it. Enlightened Action, I dig. Desperate Measures is cool, right? Desperate Measures is cool. Now, if you're not hip to Desperate Measures, Weapon Final Blows grants bonus damage. Melee and Grenade Final Blows grant a larger damage bonus that can stack, right? So Weapon Final Blows give you 10% increased damage for 7 seconds, and that's just 1 stack. But Grenade or Melee kills grants a 20% damage increase here. So you jump to that 2x versus that 1x, right? So if we're looking at a damage increase here, if we go ahead and get a Melee or Grenade Final Blow, we look at the damage profile, our crits are now doing 97 to the noggin, we're doing 54 to the body, because of course it rounds up on that on the damage marker or damage indicator in game, you know what I'm saying? But if you go ahead and you get a Weapon Final Blow, that crit is rounding up to about 89. Also, we don't want to forget about the origin trait, Indomitability. Gosh, I butcher that name every time I try to say it, so screw it. I'm not going to try to say it no more. But when you look at the origin trait, right, Final Blows grant grenade energy if you're playing a light subclass, or melee energy if you're playing a dark subclass, right? Gives you the opportunity to get that grenade back sooner or get that melee energy back sooner. And as we know, grenade or melee Final Blows with Desperate Measures puts us right away to that 2x, right? So again, we're going to be critting for 97 here, body shotting for 54 there. So Desperate Measures is nice, and it's up for about 7 seconds. Again, my masterwork here is a range masterwork. So again, the more range on the hand cannon, the better, because the less we have to deal with damage fall off. So I dig it. Typically, on top of this, I would throw like, I don't know, targeting adjuster on. So this is pretty much how everything looks like for your boy. This is, again, the best roll I've been able to get. Now, if we're talking God rolls, though, if we're talking like cream of the crop, if you ask me, Cray, what are you really looking for? What are you really looking for? So again, looking in that 4th trait column, Desperate Measures is good. Personally, I like Rampage a bit more just because it's really easy to proc, right? Kills with this weapon temporarily grant increased damage. You stack 3x, so those Final Blows, again, we're jumping right to 10% of a damage increase, to 21% to 33%, or a little over 33. Something I really would not lean towards unless maybe I'm looking for like a PvE roll, Kinetic Tremors, just because you have to connect 6 shots with the hand cannon to even activate Kinetic Tremors here, right? If this was more like sniper rifles, you got to hit 3. If this was more in that range of like shoot, give me 4. If I touch 4 people, activate Kinetic Tremors, I could dig that. I would say this could be a little bit more viable, especially in regards to crowd control and PvP, because we know everybody's holding hands in today's meta, you know? But again, not really too worried about it. I'm leaning towards Rampage or Desperate Measures here in this instance. And the more I think about it, the more I think I like Desperate Measures a little bit more, because I do have multiple ways to proc this versus being cornered with just Weapon Final Blows on Rampage, you know? So Desperate Measures I rock with. I dig it. I can dig it. I can dig it. Something else I would be okay with is Frenzy, because having Frenzy procced, of course, is going to give us a nice little boost over here. It boosts our crit damage up to about 93 per shot. We're still going to hit like 51, 52 per body shot, but still, like, I like Frenzy because outside of just the damage boost, we're getting an increase in handling and reload speed there just for getting active for a 12-second period. So I can dig Frenzy there. Now, if we're talking columns 1 and 2, again, chamber compensator is all right here. I do like small bore as well. It does give me a boost in stability and range, so I would like to spec in the small bore there. Accurized rounds for me personally, again, give me that range boost. I feel like you can't go wrong with it there. If I'm not opting for accurized rounds, give me reload speed, give me alloy mag, so I can empty the clip, I can get right back into it, and I can get active, right? I can get working, you know? So again, that's what it looks like for me. So like if I put alloy mag on right there, desperate measures, bada bing, bada boom. For me personally, again, range masterwork, this is probably like what it caps out at from a role standpoint. I could be wrong, but this is just my own personal preference, you know? Really curious to hear what you all think in regards to this, in regards to what I consider to be the God role. What do you all consider to be the God role? Let me know in the comments below. What do you all think about the current role that I'm rocking with, the Enlightened Action and Desperate Measures? I'll be curious to hear if you guys think that that is like, you know, approaching that God role status or not. Either way, let me know down in the comments. I appreciate you all so much. Thank you all so much for coming and watching. If you don't have Midnight Coup yet, I hope you get a God role yourself. I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace.